In September of 2023, I was scrolling on YouTube when I came across this video titled "My Life in a Kenyan Village," and I was surprised. How dare someone post something like this? Village life, you're kidding me. So I watched, and the video was from DEE MWANGO, and from then on I was hooked. I wanted to know, what did she find the fun in living a rural life? How was she managing? How was she doing all that stuff? Because mind you, I'm someone who has grown up going to boarding school, not really having that typical experience of a rural village life in Kenya. And so let me say my mind was corrupted. When I thought of rural life, I thought of hard labor, I thought of insecurity, I thought of, you know, every hard thing that a girl would want to run away from. But here she was, DEE MWANGO, she was doing all that stuff and she was enjoying them. Lighting fires, fetching firewood, fetching water, walking with a bucket on the head, I don't know, a pot. And I'm like, oh my God, how is she managing? So I told myself that coming December, because I'm in school, so we have holidays in December, like a month or 3 weeks, where you can now go to the rural village. So I told myself, coming December, I'm going, and these are the things that I want to find the fun in. I want to know, how do people choose living such a life? How do people choose to stay and continually just work in a village, you know? Like, what's the fun in that? So going home on 26th of December, I had that mindset and I said, I am going to see how the village really works. And this was my experience. The first thing that I wanted to experience, which I had seen and loved in DEE MWANGO videos, was the nature. So when I went home, I said, you know what, I'm going to go and absorb in all the nature and find the fun in it. Go find a river, go like lie in the grass and look at the sky, and that is what I did. That is exactly what I did. Mekaa kwa river bank kadogo, but the place is so cool. Look at the sky. Reeds ni ha? Oh, mi akili yangu inaniambia weeds. Reeds ni hizo zinameanga kwa maji. Ati
these ones were used in the past
as ropes.
As ropes.
Yeah. Nowadays they can use it to play. And it is also used to tie firewood. Trevi, usiteleze. I found it very, very enjoyable. I had the best time ever. I could just sit and listen to the birds. I could just sit in the grass and read a book. I could just sit in the grass and, you know, do all that stuff. I even enjoyed walking in a real jungle, like finding a river, you know, just sitting there, and everything was so peaceful and majestic, and I loved it. And I said, okay, what is the next step? So I decided I'm gonna learn to do what DEE MWANGO does, and that is cooking on firewood. That was my next step. If I had not mentioned earlier, lighting a fire is my worst nightmare. Lighting a fire is my worst nightmare. Literally, when I go to the village, I am the last person they will ever tell, go light a fire and make some tea for us, or go light a fire and cook some ugali for us. But guess what? I did that. I learned how to light a fire. I learned how to maintain a fire. I learned, and I loved cooking breakfast. I loved cooking the tea. I loved waking up early and, you know, seeing how milking happens. Like, what? You can just get milk from the cow and make some tea with it. Make like 2 liters of tea and people will drink the whole day, and it was fun and I enjoyed that. The next thing that I wanted to enjoy was the food, of course, the food, and it was really fun because, you know, you're planting your own food, you're getting your own food. You have to experience all that process of, you know, the food is now in the farm. We need to go get it, we need to come and make it, we need to, like, you know, harvest the maize, we need to, and I don't know how it is called, but removing the maize from the cobs, we need to air the maize so it can dry, we need to go to what is it called, a posho mill, and make our own maize flour. And I enjoyed every part of that. I did it for the first time. I did it. I really went to the market to buy dried fish, to buy omena, and I had fun in that. What was my mind thinking earlier? Like, I despised village life, but now I can do it. I can live in the village. I can survive. I can be happy in the village. Another thing that I really wanted to experience is the mentality, the fun, and the just everything about people who live in the village. How do they think? How do they feel? Do they love it? Do they hate it? Do they use the internet? Do they... And I found out some, well, mind-blowing discoveries. There are kids who do not know the internet exists. There are kids who do not know what YouTube is. So we want to pick the maize. Ndio hii tunachukua mahindi kubwa kama hii. Haionekani vizuri. This is easier to pick. So many doctor hizi. That is Maureen. Maureen is wondering, what is this girl doing? Unajua YouTube? Hamjui? YouTube inakwanga na nini? Kipara. Ati YouTube iko na kipara. Wewe unajua YouTube? Haujui? Shara, unajua YouTube? Haujui? Unajua? Inakwanga na record. Wewe haujui? Nitawaonyesha YouTube baadaye. Oh my God, like I never knew in my own village there will be kids who do not know the internet exists. But guess what? They do. They are there. Like, some of them, the parents do not have phones. Some of them, maybe they are not just allowed to touch phones, you know. And we are here. Yes, kids are being raised on the internet. Yeah, which is still a good thing because, you know, they get a lot of exposure. They get a lot of learning. They learn a lot of things. But still, there is still this bunch of innocent kids who do not know, like, all this thing that the social media puts there for the kids to consume. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Yeah, and so that was also something that I had fun in doing, like knowing what are their dreams. They're young, but they have dreams, they have ambitions, they have their own mindset. What do they love? What do they like to see? What do they like to do? We heard some stories. You know, I knew what the side hustles were. Kids like 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, they have side hustles. They do side hustles and they make like a living. Basically, yeah, because most of the parents are getting less than maybe 200 shillings in a day, which is very, very hard money to sustain children with or a family with. So these kids have to go out and look out for themselves. They have to find some money. They have to, you know, find money to buy snacks at the school. Yeah, and that is their life. That is their life. That is how they're living, and that is how they love it. Yes. Wala mlembe mno.
Mlembe mno.
Ando hii pesa. Umena? Oh, nimekuzoom. Haya, bye.
Good night.
Good night. Mrudi haraka. Sinduma. I had an experience where I met someone almost my age, and they were telling me no, I can't do city life, because I went there once and I found that I had to buy everything every day, and I said no, I had to come back. Basically they came. Usually at the home they're used to spending only like 50 shillings in a day, and then they have everything. They'll go use maybe 5 bob to the posho mill to get some maize flour, come back, they'll buy vegetables for 10 bob, and that is enough for the whole day. But coming to the city, they have to pay rent, they have to pay for electricity, they have to pay for water, they have to pay for transportation and everything. So it was just mind blowing to them, and I said, no, I cannot be doing this. I have to go back to where I belong. So yes, that was my experience. I loved everything. I think this is the first time that I went to the village with an open mind, just ready to learn everything with no negative perceptions on anything. I learned to go to the farm to, you know, I made breakfast for everyone. I enjoyed every part of it. Yeah, sometimes it was overwhelming, but at the end of the day, I had fun. I had fun. There is a lot of everything. There is a lot of water. Don't let the internet fool you. Africa, there is no water. Of course, I'm not speaking for everyone. There are some regions which still have no water, but in our village, there is water. Yeah. So that was my experience, and I found that so interesting. And thank you very much to DEE MWANGO to opening up this mindset in my mind so that I have the ability to actually experience it in such a wonderful and majestic way. And I loved every bit of it, and I'm hoping to do it again very soon. So thank you for watching, and have a beautiful time. Nice to see you again. Yeah, remember to also subscribe to support my channel so that I can actually also start traveling. Traveling, I really love to enjoy, like, to know what other people do, because I figured out when DEE MWANGO goes somewhere, like, she knows what she's doing. That she's working with men, and she's taking the woman's role of cooking. She knows how to light a fire, she knows how to blow the air to make the fire. I could not do that. So I had to learn it. Before I go out to experience other people's life, I had to know how mine runs, so that I can know how to also do it when I'm out there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and big up to DEE MWANGO, and I love what you're doing. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye.